Hello students, welcome. Today we are going to start next topic of this lesson, that is stamen, microsporangium and pollen grains. So let us start. First, related to stamen, structure of stamen. In last lecture we discussed about the structure of stamen, and in each stamen we can say that there are two main parts, anther and filament. This is upper part, anther. It is a fertile part of each stamen. Anther is a fertile part of each stamen because in anther pollen grains are produced, and each pollen grain have two male gametes. So it is a fertile part of stamen, and this is basal part. It is known as filament. It is a stalk-like structure, and between anther and filament connective is present. Connective. So it is a typical structure of a stamen. Students, in flower, stamen is male reproductive organ, or it is a part of, or it is a unit of androecium. Androecium represents to male reproductive organ in a flower, and stamen is a unit of a androecium. Each stamen consists of two main parts. First, fertile part, upper part, it is known as anther, in which microsporangium are present, and microsporangium produces microspores, and microspores convert into pollen grain. So it is a fertile part, and lower filamentous part is known as stamen. Clear, students? And connective connects anther to filament. If transfer section, in transfer section you can say that you can see these four circular structures are present on each corner. These are known as a microsporangium. Microsporangium. It is microsporangium in which pollen grains are formed. Pollen grains are formed. So another topic related to this video is microsporangium and the structure of microsporangium. Then we will discuss about microsporogenesis. That means the process of formation of haploid microspores from microspore mother cell in microsporangium is known as a microsporogenesis. Clear, students? So again we will discuss about microsporogenesis. So these are three main topics. First, structure of stamen. Mostly in most of plants or in most of angiosperms, bilobed anther is present. Anther is normally bilobed, in which two theca are present. Theca, these are theca structure, and this condition is known as dithecous. Anther is normally bilobed with each lobe having two theca. So this condition is known as dithecous. It is important term, dithecous. For example, China rose, for example, mustard, and most of plants have bilobed anther. This is the diagram of a bilobed anther. These are two lobes, 1 and 2. Clear, students? Two lobes are present, and in each lobe, two microsporangium are present at each corner. So, total 4 microsporangium are present. These are microsporangium. Microsporangium. So total 4 microsporangium are situated in a single anther in which two lobes are present, and this condition is known as dithecous condition. And in some plants, like as members of Solanaceae family, for example, like potato, Solanum tuberosum, or we can say that other brinjal, ladyfinger. These are examples of Solanaceae family, or these are members of Solanaceae family. They have monothecous or unilobed anther. Unilobed anther. Unilobed anther. It is bilobed anther. And unilobed anther. So unilobed anther examples are family Solanaceae, like some plants, brinjal, ladyfinger. So these are some examples related to bilobed, unilobed anther, in which only two microsporangium are present. But this is the diagram related to bilobed anther. Clear? And it is the transverse section of anther. TS of anther. TS of anther. In each microsporangium, multiple pollen grains are formed, and after maturation, anther becomes mature. We can say that after maturation, these pollen grains are released and take part in the process of pollination. Clear, students? So next, we'll discuss about structure of internal structure of anther. You can see these four lobes of anther. Two lobes of anther and four microsporangium. Each microsporangium is present on the each corner, at the each corner, and then each microsporangium take part in the formation of a microspore by the process of microsporogenesis, in which single microspore mother cell or diploid microspore mother cell form four microspores, and each microspore becomes enlarged in size and changes into pollen grain. So this is microsporogenesis. Like pollen sac. Pollen sac, microsporangium consists of a pollen sac, and this is the wall of anther. Clear? And it is connective, which connects filament to anther. So pollen grains, after formation of pollen grain, एंथर जो है वो क्या होता है, रप्चर होता है, यहाँ से ब्रेक होता है और पोलन ग्रेन्स इसमें से रिलीज हो जाते हैं जो इसमें बन रहे हैं. So after rupturing, we can say that in this part, pollen grains are developed or formed by pollen grain mother cell or microspore mother cell. So pollen sac has pollen mother cell or microspore mother cell. Microspore. In female gametophyte, we will discuss about megaspores, and here we are discussing about microspores. These are four microspores which convert into pollen grain, pollen grain. So tetrad of pollen, or it is known as microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad. Suppose that one microspore mother cell which is present inside the microsporangium, especially it is present in sporogenous tissue. I will explain it in next diagram. Sporogenous tissue inside in each microsporangium. Sporogenous tissue is present in the center of each microsporangium, in which a microspore mother cell is present, which is diploid in number of chromosome, and then it is divided by meiosis to form two microspores, and then it is again divided by meiosis second and form four microspores. Each microspore has haploid number of a chromosome. So this is diploid, and microspore are haploid in number of chromosome. Haploid. Haploid means n number of chromosomes. Suppose that in pea plant, if microspores are formed, then pea plant microspore mother cell has 14 number of chromosome, and microspores have only 7 number of chromosome, half number of chromosome, because they divide by meiosis cell division. Clear, students? And then these 4 microspores are attached with each other through this wall, and this wall is formed by callose. Callose is an organic polymer, and it is related to connection of 4 tetrad microspores or 4 microspores with each other initially, but after some time callage enzyme is secreted in this part, and these microspores get separated from each other by dissolving of a callose layer. Clear, students? So callage enzyme इनको separate करने में help करता है, और ये चारों माइक्रोस्पोर एक दूसरे से क्या हो जाते हैं, सेपरेट हो जाते हैं. आफ्टर सेपरेशन दे बिकम लार्ज इन साइज. साइज में क्या होता है, ये साइज में लार्ज होते हैं. फिर इनके बाहर 2 लेयर बन जाती हैं, एक्साइन एंड इंटाइन. Outer layer is known as exine and inner layer is known as intine. And the cell is divided into 2 cells through mitotic cell division, because meiotic cell division already take place. पहले से हो चुका है meiotic cell division. अब कौन सा cell division होगा? Mitotic cell division, जिसमें 2 cells form होगी. Large cell is known as vegetative cell and small cell is known as generative cell. So large cell, vegetative cell, which form, which has many nutrients, multiple nutrients are present. That's why pollen grains are also used as a food supplements, because they have multiple nutrients. Like in uh, some Western countries, athletes use these pollen grains in the form of syrup, in the form of tablets. Clear, students? So these pollen grains also have nutrients with dense cytoplasm, pollen grain developed, and nucleus and vacuole is also present in vegetative cell. And small spindle shaped cell is known as generative cell, which has also cytoplasm, and initially this generative cell is attached with the wall of pollen grain, inner cell membrane of pollen grain, and then after some time it gets separated from this wall or this membrane, and then it floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. So this is the basic diagram of pollen grain. Students, remember this point, that pollen grain is also known as male gametophyte of angiospermic plants, because it represents 2 male gametophyte in which 2 male gametes are developed. How many male gametes? 2 male gametes. So 2 male gametes are formed in this generative cell, not in vegetative cell. Vegetative cell does not take part in the process of reproduction, in the process of sexual reproduction. Generative cell takes part in the process of reproduction, because it forms 2 male gametes which take part in the double fertilization process. So we'll discuss in next lecture double fertilization. Today we are discussing about stamen, microsporangium structure, and the process of microsporogenesis and pollen grain structure. So this is basic diagram related to internal structure. Next, one more diagram related to internal structure is this diagram. It is very important diagram. One important question that explain the internal structure of anther, or we can say that the structure of anther wall. एंथर वॉल के अंदर जो 4 लेयर्स हैं काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है, इनके ऊपर इंटरनल क्वेश्चंस भी आते हैं और कुछ चीज़ें और पूछी जाती हैं। तो हम डिस्कस करते हैं इन चारों लेयर के फंक्शन और 4 लेयर्स किस तरह से इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो this is the internal TS transverse section of a mature anther or an anther in which 4 microsporangium are present at each corner. It is microsporangium or pollen sac. Microsporangium. Initially, students, microsporangium is not developed. Initially, is not in each anther. Microsporangiums are not present. One archisporial cell at each corner becomes large in size, and this is suppose that archisporial cell on each corner, and then it divides into 2 cells. Outer cell is primary parietal cell and inner cell is primary sporogenous cell. Primary parietal cell form anther wall. ये जो बाहर की तरफ वॉल दिख रही है, लेयर्स दिख रही है, एपिडर्मिस, एंडोथीसियम, मिडल लेयर, टेपिटम, ये एंथर वॉल की लेयर्स है. दीज आर डेवलप्ड बाय प्राइमरी पैराइटल सेल एंड प्राइमरी स्पोरोजिनस सेल से ये जो इंटरनल टिश्यूज हैं ये बनते हैं स्पोरोजिनस सेल्स में. ये दिस इज स्पोरोजिनस part. So sporogenous cells are present in the center of each microsporangium. Dear student, and sporogenous cell has specific cell which are known as a microspore mother cell, which is diploid in number of chromosome, and it takes part in the process of formation of microspore through meiosis cell division. We can say that by microsporogenesis process. So microspores are developed in the center of a microsporangium. So this is the small structure TS of a anther. But it is internal cellular diagram of this part. A large part of, we can say that in a large structure or microscopic structure, cellular structure of a anther wall. So anther wall has 4 main layers related to protection and dehiscence or breakdown of anther, or tapetum layer is also related to nutrition. So we can say that some important layers are present in each anther. Outermost layer is known as epidermis. First outermost layer, remember it, outermost layer is known as a epidermis. It is epidermis. So it is outermost layer. It is outermost layer. It is single cellular layer. In main function of this layer is only protection. It provides protection to anther. So it is outermost layer of anther and it provides protection. This is the outermost layer and it is epidermis. Clear, students? Another layer, endothelium. Endothelium is second layer in which alpha cellulose bands are present or alpha cellulose strips are present, which are hygroscopic in nature. They absorb water, and during maturation of anther, during dehiscence of anther, they become dry. Okay, so due to dehydration or dryness, this part breaks down and then pollen grains are released. So it is very important related to dehiscence or breakdown of anther. And epidermis provide protection. It is related to students protection. तो protection provide करने वाली layer कौन सी हो गई? Epidermis. Second layer endoderm, endothelium, which which is related to breakdown of mature anther. And after breakdown of mature anther, pollen grains, mature pollen grains are released. So this is very important layer. Again, next, third number of structure, we can say that third layer, which is a group of 2 to 3 layers, middle layers. These are known as middle layers, in which 2 to 3 cellular layers are present. It is also related to protection and dehiscence of anther. And innermost layer, it is very important layer, tapetum. Student, it is the innermost layer of microsporangium. Suppose that this is tapetum. It is tapetum. And inside the tapetum, pollen grains are developed. So it provides nutrition to developing pollen grains or developing microspores. So it is very important layer related to providing nutrition. There are two types of tapetum present in angiosperms. Remember, two types of tapetum: amoeboid type of tapetum and secretory or glandular type of tapetum. In most of plants, in most of angiosperms, secretory type of tapetum is present. Which type of tapetum? Secretory. Secretory type of tapetum. It secretes some nutrition and some nutrients. It provides nutrition and it secretes some nutrients which which are important for developing pollen grain. And in some plants, amoeboid type of tapetum is present. It is related to some examples, some points. We can say that amoeboid, amoeba type मूवमेंट करती हैं ये सेल्स इसकी, और फिर ये मूव करके न्यूट्रिशन प्रोवाइड करके डैमेज हो जाती हैं. तो इट इज नॉट कॉमन इन ऑल एंजियोस्पर्म्स. Commonly secretory type of tapetum is found in maximum angiospermic plants. Clear? And what are the functions of tapetum? There are many functions related to tapetum. First function and first important function is it provide nourishment or it provide nutrition. It provide nutrition to developing pollen grain. Another function, some important another function, like in insect pollinated plants, flowers produces some specific pollen grains which are small in size, numerous in number, and they have specific layer outside uh, outside the pollen grain, we can say that, which is known as pollen kit. Pollen kit, sticky layer of a pollen grain in which insect pollination are present. We can say that insect pollinated flowers produces some specific pollen grain which have pollen kit layer, and this is the sticky oily layer, and it helps in pollination because it helps in stickiness of pollen grains, and then pollen grains stuck on the body of insects or body of birds also. We can say that stickiness जो होती है pollen grains में वो इस layer के कारण होती है, और pollen kit is formed by tapetum. Clear, student? And one more important topic, that is sporopollenin. I will explain in next video or in next slide. Pollen grain exine layer is formed by a specific biochemical substance which is called as sporopollenin, and sporopollenin is formed by tapetum layer. Remember this point, sporopollenin is formed by tapetum layer because sporopollenin is one of the most resistant organic material which provides protection to pollen grain, and that's why pollen grain can survive for their viable period, and they are protected from extreme conditions, unfavorable conditions, like in acidic condition, basic condition, alkaline condition, strong pH, or we can say that high temperature. So they are protected due to sporopollenin. It is very important question, why pollen grains are protected for long time in extreme conditions, because they have a specific chemical sporopollenin in their exine layer, because exine is made up of sporopollenin, and sporopollenin is secreted or it is made by tapetum, sporopollenin. Clear, students? So next point, nutrition, pollen kit provide and sporopollen formation. Another function that is um, the pollen grains become fertile due to tapetum. If male sterility is developed in plant, that means tapetum is degenerated. अगर tapetum cell को degenerate कर दिया जाए, then male gametophyte production जो होता है pollen grain का, वो fertile नहीं होंगे. That means the fertility, it provides fertility to pollen grain. Fertility to pollen grain. So pollen grains become fertile due to presence of tapetum cells or due to presence of tapetum layer. So it is very important point, that is, if tapetum layer is degenerated, then pollen grains become sterile. They have not ability of fertilization to egg cell. So sterility is developed in plant. That's why in plant tissue culture method, if self pollination is prevented, then male sterile plant is developed by the degeneration of a tapetum layer. यानी कि tapetum layer को degenerate करके एडवांस कुछ प्लांट ऐसे बनाए जा रहे हैं जिनमें मेल स्टेरिलिटी डेवलप हो जाए, ताकि उनमें कभी सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन ना हो, क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन ही पॉसिबल हो. बिकॉज क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन से वेरिएशंस आती हैं, सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन से नहीं आती हैं. So it is an advanced technique, and it is an advanced technique for plant tissue culture method. बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में भी इसको दिया गया है. तो फर्टिलिटी के लिए अगर हम कहें कि फर्टिलिटी प्रोवाइड्स बाय टेपिटम लेयर, सो दीज आर सम बेसिक पॉइंट्स रिलेटेड टू टेपिटम लेयर, बट main point is related to tapetum function is that it provides nourishment or provide nutrition to developing pollen grains. Clear, students? Okay. Next we will discuss about Diathecus bilobe anther and Microsporangia. Theoretical part. The anther is four-sided structure. Four microsporangia are located in each corner, two in each lobe. So total microsporangia are four. The main function, microsporangia develop pollen sacs and they longitudinally packed in uh, each corner, and the pollen grains are developed or produced in a microsporangia. This is the main point, structure of microsporangium. In TS of typical microsporangia, सर्कुलर माइक्रोस्पोरेंजिया कैसी अपीयर होती है टीएस में? सर्कुलर. अभी हमने डायग्राम देखा था. जनरली सराउंडेड बाय फोर वॉल लेयर्स, एपिडर्मिस, एंडोथीसियम, मिडल लेयर्स एंड पेपिटम. I already explained these 4 points because these are main topic. This is main topic related to your NCERT book. The structure of anther wall and outer three walls, epidermis, endothelium and middle layers, mostly related to protection and dehiscence of anther or breakdown of anther. But the innermost layer, tapetum, is related to nutrition because it nourishes the developing pollen grains. Cells of the tapetum have dense cytoplasm. अगर हम tapetum की cells देखें तो मल्टी न्यूक्लिएटेड कंडीशन भी इनमें दिखाई देती है. मल्टी न्यूक्लिएटेड मीन्स more than one nucleus are present inside the tapetum, and cytoplasm is dense. So dense cytoplasm and multinucleated condition, polyploidy is also present in each tapetum cell. So these are some specific cell, and each tapetum cell has a multiple nutrients. So it is innermost layer of each microsporangium, and inside of each microsporangium, we can say that in the center of microsporangium, pollen grains are developed, microspores are developed. So tapetum cells provide nourishment to each and every pollen grain. So these cells are very important. Okay, students. Next, it is a diagram related to dehiscence, maturation of anther, releasing of pollen grain after maturation. So, these microsporangium, these 4 microsporangium, and it is anther wall in which outer epidermis, endothelium, all layers are present. Outer epidermis, then endothelium, again 2 to 3 layers of middle layers, and then innermost layer is tapetum. So this is the endothelium part present between 2 microsporangium. It breaks down and then pollen grains are released. So it is the process of dehiscence of anther, in which main layer is endothelium. Other layers also help in this process, but main layer related to dehiscence is known as endothelium. So endothelium, when the anther become young, a group of compactly arranged homogeneous cells are also present inside the microsporangium. माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम, अगर हम एक माइक्रोस्पोरेंजियम लिख तो यंग स्टेज में उसके बीच में कॉम्पैक्ट होमोजेनस टिश्यूज का इस तरह से एक जो स्ट्रक्चर पाई जाती है, ग्रुप पाया जाता है सेल्स का, इसको बोलते हैं स्पोरोजीनस टिश्यू. इट इज नोन एज ए स्पोरोजीनस टिश्यू. In the center of each microsporangium, sporogenous tissue is present. But the sporogenous tissue maturation टाइम के बाद में क्या बनाता है, इससे मियोटिक सेल डिवीजन होता है, क्योंकि इसके अंदर माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल्स होती हैं और उनसे माइक्रोस्पोर टेट्राड बनते हैं. जो अलग अलग पोलन ग्रेन्स जो हैं वो माइक्रोस्पोर्स के रूप में ही पहले बनते हैं. तो माइक्रोस्पोर्स आर अरेंज्ड इन डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ structures like as isobilateral, decussate, T-shaped, linear form. These are not related to your syllabus, so I am not discussing about this point. Suppose that these 4 microspores are attached in this form, in which 4 microspores are seen from front side. Front side से चारों microspore दिख रहे हैं, लेकिन यही situation इस रूप में भी हो सकती थी, इस तरह से कुछ डायग्राम्स में आपने देखा होगा. 3 माइक्रोस्पोर्स जो है वो आगे से फ्रंट से दिखाई दे रहे हैं, एक माइक्रोस्पोर इसके पीछे है. ये इस तरह से भी अरेंज हो सकते हैं टी शेप में. 2 माइक्रोस्पोर्स ट्रांसवर्स सेक्शन में और 2 माइक्रोस्पोर नीचे लॉन्गिट्यूडनल फॉर्म में, या ये माइक्रोस्पोर इस तरह से भी अरेंज हो सकते हैं इन लीनियर फॉर्म. सो आइसोबाइलेटरल ट्रांसवर्स इस तरह से भी अरेंज हो सकते हैं. 2 माइक्रोस्पोर्स इस तरह दिखाई दे और एक माइक्रोस्पोर जो है वो टायर जो नीचे वाला है पोर्शन वो बड़ा दिखाई देता है, एक इसके पीछे होता है. तो माइक्रोस्पोर्स 4 बनते हैं, 4 अटैच्ड रहते हैं आपस में कैलोज स्ट्रक्चर के थ्रू. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक और पॉइंट है, कैलोज के थ्रू ये जुड़े हुए रहते हैं. और जब ये कैलेज एंजाइम रिलीज होता है देन ये एक दूसरे से सेपरेट हो जाते हैं. और फिर पोलन ग्रेन किस तरह के दिखते हैं ये हम नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में देखते हैं. देखो माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस में, और फिर उसके डायग्राम देखते हैं हम. माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस अभी मैंने बताया कि एक सेल है. माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस पहले हम इसके बारे में डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, देन पोलन ग्रेन का डायग्राम डिस्कस करेंगे कैसा होता है. माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस जैसे कि पोटेंशियल पोलन ग्रेन के लिए पोटेंशियल माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल. माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल सबसे पहले एक माइक्रोस्पोर मदर सेल जो है वो डिवीजन करेगी एंड माइक्रोस्पोर टेट्राड बनाती है. वो माइक्रोस्पोर टेट्राड अभी मैंने बताया कई तरीके से अरेंज हो सकते हैं, इस तरह से भी हो सकते हैं और अलग अलग टी शेप में, लीनियर फॉर्म में, आइसोबाइलेटरल फॉर्म में और डेक्यूसेट फॉर्म में और टेट्राहेड्रल कंडीशन. सो दीज आर सम अरेंजमेंट. एंड पोलन ग्रेन्स जब डेवलप होते हैं तो 4 हैप्लोइड माइक्रोस्पोर एक दूसरे से सेपरेट हो जाते हैं और पोलन ग्रेन डेवलप हो जाते हैं. तो द प्रोसेस ऑफ formation of microspores, haploid microspore from diploid microspore mother cell is known as microsporogenesis. It is known as a microsporogenesis process. Clear? And it is known as microspore tetrad. 4 haploid cell stay together. It is known as microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad formation हो गया ये. उसके बाद में देखो लिखा है पोलन ग्रेन्स. सो दीज आर पोलन ग्रेन्स. इफ एंथर बिकम mature, anther becomes mature, and then these microspores get separated from each other and becomes rounded and large in size and convert into pollen grain. So it is called as microsporogenesis process. Like structure of pollen grain. You know students, millions of pollen grains are formed by the process of microsporogenesis in each microsporangium, and after dehiscence of anther, these pollen grains are released in huge number and then take part in the process of pollination. You know what is meaning of pollination? Transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma. So we will discuss in next video pollination. First we will discuss about the structure of pollen grain. It is also important topic, pollen grain structure. You know pollen grain only normally different layers, 2 main layers are present in each pollen grain, exine and intine. Exine and intine. So the pollen grain represent to male gametophyte. First important point, pollen grain represents to male gametophyte. Especially germinating pollen grain is male gametophyte of angiospermic plant. Then pollen grain sizes, shapes, colors and design is different from species to species. इनकी जो size है, इनकी shape है, वो सब में species में अलग अलग होती है. तो इनमें से कुछ हम पढ़ेंगे. They fossils because the presence of sporopollenin. Exine layer have sporopollenin, or exine is made up of sporopollenin. So they are protected from extreme conditions, unfavorable conditions, because sporopollenin is the one of the most resistant organic material. Remember this point. It is the one of the most organic material, resistant organic material, which is related to protection of pollen grain in extreme conditions, in unfavorable conditions, or in external conditions after dehiscence. Or we can say that this sporopollenin protects pollen grain from high temperature, high pH, acidic condition, alkaline condition, from strong enzymes. So it is very important for protection of pollen grains. Clear? And another question related to this point is cryopreservation. What is cryopreservation? You know, for breeding experiment of plant, we can say that pollen banks are formed, or pollen banks in which pollen grains are stored in large number for future experiments, for research purposes. So research work के लिए उनको, future experiments के लिए उनको protect किया जाता है large scale पे in pollen bank. तो पोलन बैंक में उनको लॉन्ग टाइम के लिए वायबल कैसे बनाया जाएगा, कैसे उनको प्रोटेक्ट किया जाएगा? एट -196 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड टेम्परेचर इन लिक्विड नाइट्रोजन दे कैन प्रिजर्व फॉर लॉन्ग टाइम. Remember this point. What is cryopreservation? The protection or preservation of pollen grains in pollen bank at -196 degree temperature and in liquid nitrogen. In liquid nitrogen is known as cryopreservation. It is helpful in crop breeding, in future experiments, or in plant breeding methods or plant tissue culture methods. So we can say that these are important. And again another point related to pollen grains. Pollen grains have nutritional value because in vegetative cell Large number of nutrients are present, and that's why these are used in Western countries as food supplement, like in the form of syrup, in the form of tablets. They are used at large scale. So pollen grains are also uh, helpful because they provide nourishment and they have nutritional value, and athletes, players use these pollen grains as food supplement in the form of tablets and syrup in especially Western countries. Pollen grains also cause pollen allergy. पोलन एलर्जी भी हो जाती है, लाइक एज अस्थमेटिक प्रॉब्लम, ब्रोंकाइटिस, एम्फाइसीमा. These are respiratory disorders, and the pollen grains are also responsible for respiratory disorders like other pollutants. एयर पोल्यूशन से भी अस्थमा हो जाता है, लेकिन पोलन ग्रेन से भी हो जाता है. एंड कुछ एनिमल्स जो हैं उनके बॉडी के ऊपर आप देखते हैं कि कुछ रैशेज होते हैं, हेयर्स होते हैं, उनसे भी एलर्जी हो जाती है. कुछ लोगों को, कुछ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स में आप देखते हैं वीट से एलर्जी हो जाती है. तो एलर्जी का एक रीज़न पोलन ग्रेन्स भी हो सकते हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, इट मोस्ट कॉमन एग्जांपल रिलेटेड टू पोलन एलर्जी, पार्थेनियम. पार्थेनियम, it is another example. Parthenium, it is also known as carrot grass. गाजर घास बोलते हैं इसको, कैरेट ग्रास. तो कैरेट ग्रास इज यूज्ड इन कैरेट ग्रास और पार्थेनियम pollen grains are responsible for pollen allergy and related to asthmatic problems or respiratory disorders like emphysema, for example bronchitis. These are also related to respiratory disorder. So this is another point. And viability of pollen grains depends on temperature, humidity and environmental conditions of surrounding area of plant. We can say that in plant species, in some plant species only pollen grain viable for few minutes, and in some plant species viable for several months. यानी कि कुछ में कुछ मिनट्स के लिए ही सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं पोलन ग्रेन, पोलिनेशन कर सकते हैं, उसके बाद उनकी डेथ हो जाती है कुछ मिनट्स के बाद. फॉर एग्जांपल राइस में केवल फ्यू मिनट्स में ही वो सर्वाइव कर सकते हैं. बट इन सम प्लांट्स लाइक इन रोजेसी फैमिली मेंबर्स, रोज, सोलेनेसी फैमिली मेंबर्स लाइक सोलेनम नाइग्रम, सोलेनम ट्यूबरोसम, ब्रिंजल, potato, lady finger, these are example of Solanaceae family. So they have pollen grains which are viable for few months, for some months. So it is the basic difference in some pollen grains. Some pollen grains are viable for few minutes only, like in example rice, and in some plants like members of Solanaceae, members of Rosaceae, members of Leguminaceae, in which all pulses are included. Pea plant like gram, green gram, they are included in Leguminaceae family, in which legume plants are present, legume fruit is present, and they have special type of bacteria also, rhizobium, in their roots, which is helpful in nitrogen fixation. So they have some specific pollen grains which are viable for long time, which can viable for few months. Clear? So it is another important point related to pollen grains. Now we'll discuss about whole structure of pollen grain. Pollen grain wall. First, pollen grain wall. It is made up of two layers, exine and intine. It is outer layer, exine. You can see in this diagram, exine is not fixed in structure, and it is a thick, hard, ornamental structure and made up of sporopollenin. That means बाहर से डिपोजिशन होता है टैपिटम सेल के थ्रू एक्साइन का, उसमें स्पोरोपोलेनिन का, उसकी शेप कुछ फिक्स नहीं होती, इरेगुलर होती है और अलग अलग शेप में पोलन ग्रेन्स में हो रही है. जैसे 3 डायग्राम आपके सामने है, इसमें इस तरह से पोलन ग्रेन की एक्साइन है, इसमें इस तरह से पर्ल की तरह है, एंड देन इसमें इरेगुलर. So exine layer is outermost layer, hard layer, and it is made up of sporopollenin. Sporopollenin, you can understand sporopollenin again. It is most resistant organic material for high temperature, for acid, for alkaline and other enzymes or extreme conditions. It is helpful in protection of pollen grain in extreme condition. So it exine layer related to this point. Sporopollen is important question. And germ pore, these are circular germ pore. This is germ pore, it is germ pore, it is germ pore. 2 or 3 germ pores are present in angiospermic plants in exine layer where sporopollenin is not deposited. Clear? And germ pore is related to germination of pollen grain, formation of pollen tube. pollen tube किधर से निकलेगी pollen grain? अगर मान लो ये this is pollen germ pore, तो if pollen germination होगा तो pollen tube इसी germ pore से रिलीज, इसी से निकलेगी. तो पोलन ट्यूब फॉर्मेशन कहाँ से होता है? जर्म पोर से होता है. एंड जर्म पोर इज अ होल लाइक स्ट्रक्चर, पोर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर प्रेजेंट ऑन द exine and in which sporopollenin is absent. So pollen tube emerges from germ pore. This is another important point. pollen tube किधर से निकलती है? germ pore से होकर के ही बाहर निकलती है. और कहीं पे भी sporopollenin क्योंकि हार्ड लेयर है तो उधर से pollen tube निकल नहीं सकती during germination of pollen grain. And the inner wall of the pollen grain is known as intine, and it is a thin continuous layer and made up of cellulose and pectin. Cellulose and pectin. So we can say that cellulose and pectin, two main structures related to pollen grain. Intine layer. Intine layer is made up of intine layer is made up of cellulose and pectin. So these are two important contents present in the inner layer intine, and intine is helpful in pollen grain germination or formation of a pollen tube. Clear, students? So this is the main point related to this lesson, the stamen, microsporangium and microsporogenesis, structure of pollen grains, and what is the role of exine, intine and another two layers. We can say that two cells. So this is diagram related to your NCERT book, pollen grain diagram. Students, the cytoplasm of pollen grain is surrounding by plasma membrane also. एक्साइन एंड इंटाइन लेयर के बाद में अगर साइटोप्लाज्म हम देखें पोलन ग्रेन का तो उसमें ये जो पार्ट है इंटाइन के अंदर की तरफ ये सेल मेम्ब्रेन है, बिकॉज पोलन ग्रेन इज ऑल्सो ए सेल ही तो है ही, तो सेल मेम्ब्रेन भी होगी उसमें. एक्साइन इंटाइन दो लेयर के बाद में सेल मेम्ब्रेन भी होगी, तो सेल मेम्ब्रेन इसको कवर करती है. इट इज ऑल्सो प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन और सेल मेम्ब्रेन. And this is large vacuole, and nucleus divides for formation of two cells, vegetative cell and generative cell. So this portion is related to division. यहाँ डिवीजन हुआ, न्यूक्लियस जो है वो उसका एक पार्ट इधर चला जाएगा और एक इधर. So we can say that vacuole is also present in pollen grain. These are two small vacuole, or after binding they form single large vacuole, and then two main cells are developed in each pollen grain. pollen grain मैंने बताया था माइक्रोस्पोर से बनता है. माइक्रोस्पोर्स becomes large and rounded in shape and then convert into pollen grain, and pollen grain have specially two cells. In 60% of angiosperm, two celled condition is present, and in 40% of angiosperm, three celled stage is present. Like I will explain, vegetative cell and generative cell. So vegetative cell क्या होती है? बड़ी large cell, अभी मैंने बताया भी था आपको. So basically it is a small rounded pollen grain, and then after spindle formation or division of nucleus, karyokinesis. Again important point related to this topic, mitosis cell division take place now. Mitosis, meiosis cell division takes place only during gamete formation, especially in angiospermic plant. We can say that pollen grain formation और माइक्रोस्पोर फॉर्मेशन. माइक्रोस्पोर फॉर्मेशन के टाइम माइक्रोस्पोरोजेनेसिस के टाइम हमने पढ़ लिया था मियोसिस डिवीजन हो गया. दैट मीन्स यहाँ पे माइटोटिक सेल डिवीजन है. इट इज माइटोटिक सेल डिवीजन. एंड this cell, single cell divides into two cells. It is two-celled stage of pollen grain. So pollen grain have two layers, exine. Inner layer is known as intine. I explained both point, intine. And this is large cell, vegetative cell, and it is small generative cell. So these are some structures related to pollen grain, some points related to pollen grain, like cytoplasm of pollen grain surrounded by plasma membrane. Mature pollen grain have two layers, intine and outer exine. During development from microspore, two cells are developed. Outer cell is known as vegetative cell, or large cell is known as bigger cell is known as vegetative cell, and it has food, reserve food material or many nutrients, and a large irregularly shaped nucleus. This is large nucleus, irregular nucleus, and after some time it becomes rounded in shape, but initially it is irregular in shape. So vegetative cell is large cell, bigger cell, and it has irregular nucleus and large number of nutrients or reserve food material. So it is not related to sexual reproduction. It is only related to nutrition providing. It provides nutrition. So we can say that the inner or small cell is known as a generative cell. It is small spindle shaped cell. What is spindle shaped? Like it is land shaped or spindle shaped cell. Initially it is attached with the wall of pollen grain. ये यहाँ से अटैच रहती है, कुछ समय के बाद में इससे सेपरेट हो जाती है और फ्लोटिंग करने लगती है ऊपर वाली जो जनरेटिव सेल है उसके साइटोप्लाज्म में. तो it is small spindle shaped and dense cytoplasm is also present with a small nucleus. It floats in the cytoplasm of a vegetative cell. After some time it floats in the cytoplasm of vegetative cell. Now two important points. 60% of angiosperm pollen grains have two cells only initially. Two cells are present when they released from anther. जब वो anther से release होते हैं only two cells present होती हैं in 60% of angiosperm. That means large number of angiosperms in which pollen grains are two-celled stage during they are released from the pollen sac or mature anther. And in 40% of angiosperm, again this generative cell divides into two cells and form two male gamete. Like we can understand this point by this diagram. Suppose that this is generative cell and again it is divided into two cells, and these cells are known as two male gametes. They represent two male gametes which take part in double fertilization. So male gametes are developed. It is vegetative cell and it is generative cell, and then it is divided into two halves or two cells by mitotic cell division and form two male gametes. So two male gametes are developed for double fertilization, and this is very important point also. Then pollen grain has two layers, outer exine and inner intine. Exine is made up of which components? Sporopollenin, and intine is made up of cellulose and pectin. Then two cells are present in each pollen grain. Large bigger cell is known as vegetative cell, in which nutrients are present and reserve food is present, and then irregular nucleus is present, and small spindle cell is known as a generative cell, in which two male gametes are developed after division, mitotic cell division, and this condition is known as three-celled stage. It is known as three-celled stage of pollen grain. So in 60% of plant, pollen grains are released from anther in two-celled stage, and in 40% of angiosperm, pollen grains are released in a three-celled stage. Clear, students? So this is main topic, first topic related to this lesson. stamen, microsporangium, structure of anther, and then microsporogenesis. In next lecture, we will discuss about carpel, megasporangium and megasporogenesis. Thank you students. Have a nice day.